Hello everyone, JRR here, and today's little rant slash discussion is over a couple small items that I'm just going to run them over just like I normally do. Because, okay, I'm just a little tired, but the reason why I'm going over a couple items is because I feel it needs to at least be brought up. Because, well, they've been brought before, I'm pretty positive. Rant narratives heavy popularity over certain people. It's always happened, it always will happen. One in particular is Tim Tebow, and a few years, well, not even a few years ago, it was Justin Bieber. Bieber fever, Super Tim, yada yada. Okay, this happens no matter what. When something blows up, or something gets really hyped up, or something goes really good for somebody, you're going to have both sides of the fence. You're going to have those who are happy for the people, and those who are going to be haters. You're always going to have haters. That's the phrase, haters are going to hate. Or haters going to hate, sorry. It's just going to happen. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, like I said before in a different video, there have been times where people who are known for making videos and such, when they get known enough, they get hassled when they do something different. An example, there's a group out there known as the Druid Boys. For those of you who actually watch the Wild Spoof music videos and whatnot, they're a group, they're a known group, kind of like how Nim is, a known persona. But what happened was, because one of the guys decided he wanted to play Alliance, just to try the other side of the fence, just to play a game, he had people whispering him, bugging him about changing factions, just to try the other side. Seriously, it's a freaking game. Now, this is why probably those celebrities that claim to play or actually do play WoW, they probably have their own dedicated servers, so they don't have to deal with that crap, or they just refrain from putting their information out there, which is very smart. The whole Tim Tebow, Justin Bieber fanaticism, I'm one of those guys that go back and forth. If you get the job done, I'm happy for you. I can't really hate you if you get the job done. Tim Tebow got the job done. I may not like the guy 100%, but you know what? He got the job done. Same to be said about Justin Bieber. Yes, it may have taken a great deal of luck that someone happened to go across his video and liked how he sounded. Sometimes that's how it works. Luck of the draw. So before you go hating for random reasons, please try to put things in perspective. That's all I'm asking. Before you go getting mad at someone who decides to play on Alliance side, and they've always been Horde, but they decide to play Alliance to try a different side of the fence, don't go after him. Don't throw a fit about it. He's playing a freaking game. She's playing a game. Let them play a damn game. It's a video game. That's like saying, oh, I'm going to play Halo, and I'm only going to use the Covenant guy. I'm only going to use the alien, because I'm tired of using the human. Seriously? What the hell's wrong with you? That's like playing Left 4 Dead, going in versus, and then getting pissed off because you got to use one of the survivors instead of one of the infected. That's like playing Gears of War and getting pissed off because you're a gear instead of a locust. Seriously, it's a game. Chill out. Relax. Take a deep breath and cool it. Haters are going to hate. It's just going to happen. I understand that. But please, be logical with your hate. Logical. That's all I'm asking. Some people are logical with it, and some people are logical with why they don't like Tim, and some people are logical why they don't like Justin. I don't give a care. Me personally, I don't care. Yes, I do poke fun at people a lot. I do poke fun at Justin Bieber a little bit here and there. But again, I don't mind the guy. Yes, it was lucky, and it kind of ruffled feathers when he made a video saying, okay, I got all this talent, and it was going to happen. Dude, there's a lot of people on YouTube that have talent. I'm not one of them, but there's a lot of people on YouTube that has talent, and they will never ever get seen by the luck of the draw. There's no way anybody can go through every video and look at music and go, oh, This person's good. This person sucks. This person's good. They're not always doing that. Granted, some people are, or they're trying and they're going to fail miserably. Same thing with Tebow. He got a Heisman Trophy and all that stuff because he was playing against other people. It's easy to look good when the other players suck. No, that's not the case. Maybe he's like a sleeper cell. He doesn't seem to react until certain times where he feels it is necessary. It happens. There are people like that. But like I said, that covers the basics on celebrity like and dislike, because no matter what they do, they're going to get people who hate them. If Justin Bieber happened to be some guy on the street that just walked by and knew somebody and got into the record business, everyone would freak out about that. People freak out if Tim Tebow didn't succeed in beating, was it Green Bay? I don't know. I'm tired right now, so my brain just. But you see what I'm saying? I think he's going up against the Patriots, or sorry, the Broncos are going up against the Patriots, and people are like, he's going to fail miserably. Yeah. Now, if he fails miserably, the haters are going to be like, yay, he failed. But if he succeeds in helping the Broncos beat the Patriots, all the haters are going to be like, man, screw that man. Fuck him, he didn't do nothing. So no matter what happens, I just had to get out of my chest because, like I said, it doesn't matter what level of celebrity you are. If enough people know you, they will hound you. It's going to happen. See, me personally, since I don't have that many people that watch my stuff in the first place, I'm clear. Sorry. Sidetracked again. I do that a lot. You'll notice I'm getting a little bit more eye contact, not as often as I used to. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get more eye contact here. Although I have a bigger monitor right now, so it's a lot harder for me, but it's practice and it's, yeah. Now, on to my next order of business. I normally would break it up and actually put business issue 2 or something like that. Business issue number 2. No, I'm actually going to minimize the text I put up here because I don't want to break up the video too much because I'll end up forgetting. I'll end up forgetting. The issue number 2, not roleplay issue number 2, just the issue of this video, number 2. People who actually know me have noticed I have been working on a book. I've been working on a book since high school. I've been drafting characters in high school, all through high school, all 4 years. I've been rough drafting, drawing characters, and trying to put them in the story and making backstories for them, and writing practice stories, short stories. And people in high school voted on the pictures on who I needed to keep, and those with the most votes were the ones I sent the story around. Like I said in another video when I was answering questions, comical factor, Katrina Recarici, May Asami. Both of those girls were supposed to be dead. They were both supposed to fill the same spot, but they're both supposed to be dead. Well, why did you turn them into protagonist mains for the offset of Laser? Well, because the votes were insane. The votes for those two were nuts. I'm sorry, they were. They just ruffle stomped the hell out of Stalker. There was no way around it. I just looked at that and went, damn. It's just the way it went. Laser got the most votes on his side, barely beating... No, I take that back. He beat out Ray by a lot. Saber beat out Ray by a little bit. And Laser beat out Saber by a little bit more. So Laser, no matter how it's going to come out, even if Laser was at the bottom of the barrel, I would just adjust Laser's look to look like the top person. That's just how I would have gone. But carrying on, after the designs were clarified with high school, and I went ahead and kept the backstories and adjusted them, I made books. Actually, I have 2 books finished, and I am working on the 3rd. Now, the first book, of course, is mainly the introductory stuff. It's about 17 chapters. 17 chapters, about 5 to 10 pages per chapter, depending on what chapter you're on. And I go through, and I just go nuts on it. I make sure it's as fluent as possible, as clean as possible, and as nice as possible. Why? Because I feel that if I bounce it around, it wouldn't make any sense. Wow, I'm getting bagooks, but I don't know from where. You know what? Let's just do this. Oh, that's not me getting bagooks. That's someone else getting bagooks. That figures. Someone else is getting the bagooks. 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 Don't worry about that word. I threw that together. Bagooks. That's bagook. Okay. As I went through the story, I solved that problem. I hope. The bagooks usually throw me off track. I'm sorry. I apologize again. I don't have a script on the screen. I probably should, but fuck that. I wrote the first story to introduce all the characters, especially ones from high school that got the highest votes. I went through, made sure everything was covered. I felt good about it. Everything goes on a straight track. And the big thing was, I wanted people, when I put things in there, I wanted people to think a little bit. Because there will be issues that come up when you first read it. You're like, oh, this person does this, but then they suddenly do a 180. And doesn't make sense. Well, when you get near, like, halfway to the end of the book, you'll see that more things make sense and why things are doing the way they're doing things. And you're like, oh, well, it adds up now. In the second book, I'm going to go ahead and let it spill out a little bit. The second book is mainly a massive tournament between the current characters and some characters that aren't current. There's a couple short stories I have written that would deal with the future. So I introduced a couple of those characters. I have also introduced multiple characters that people don't know right off the bat, even if they read the history stories that I have on Facebook, The Ogre of War. If you look up The Ogre of War, and I'm going to have it typed up on here, you should find the history stories for Laser and the introductory story, or the introductory chapter to the first book. I felt it was necessary to put it up there. That's the first two books. One is just introductions. The second one is mainly just a massive tournament. The third one is going to tie everything together. And then, of course, I'm going to do spin-offs depending on which characters people like and all that happy stuff. And I'll work on a site to get those numbers up and running for those who actually read the books and everything else. They can vote on who they like and who they want to see stories of and all that happy crap. And then we can have a spin-off series, and they can just do. And there'll also give me something to do, because I'll see that people want to focus on this person instead of that person, which is fine, which would be great, which would help me out. I'm not trying, let me rephrase, I am trying to sell my book, and there's at least 3 people that I'm supposed to add inside one of the books, which I'm going to do in Chapter 3. I've already got it annotated for Chapter 3. I'm going to add 3 people who've asked to be added to my books in general. So, with that being said, no, I'm not talking about characters being added. I'm going to turn them into characters, but I'm not talking about other roleplay characters being added. I'm talking about people who've asked me, because I'm writing a book, to add some version of their likeness into the book in one way, shape, or form. So I'm going to do that. They asked, I will do that. I will be nice enough to do that. That was issue number 2 for this little rant/discussion. No, we'll just leave it as a discussion. It makes sense. But that's number 2. Okay? So, item 1 that we went over was over the celebrities having issues. Haters are going to hate, pretty much. Haterade, round 2. And item number 2 was, hey, actual stories. A summary of the story, pretty much. And the first book, a summary of the story is a martial arts love story. That's what it comes out to in a nutshell. Now you add in genetic mutation, you add in possible clonage, You add in reincarnation, and you got some interesting things going on in the backstory. I'm leaving it at that. I'm not going to give it all away, because if I do, it's just not going to make you want to read it at all. There's a lot of stuff going on that actually adds up in about the third story. You got well, even in the first one, you got superhero stuff going on. But by the third one, you got superhero stuff. You got freaking mechs. You're going to have a lot more weird stuff in the third one, but it all ties together. Now, item number 3. Item number 3. I am currently looking over programs, and I found one program that does okay on recording stuff off the monitor. I record stuff off the monitor, which is great and it's lovely, but the flaw is it's based heavily on being connected to the internet. This is a small problem, because in the area I'm generally at, yes, I'm stumbling over my words a lot, especially when I'm tired. I do that a lot more. But where I'm at, the internet connection is very untrustworthy. I mean, it's constant enough, but it's very pathetic. Plus, the computer I have currently, it was pretty much picked up because my other laptop is slowly going down the tubes, and putting any pressure on that laptop causes a crash. So even running basic startup is like, bleh. Really? One of those kind of things. So this laptop I'm using now is very basic, but it gets the job done, and it helps me play a game, so I'm happy. But I just can't use the program I found, which, by the way, is connected to my live stream. So I would probably do more live stream stuff, but again, this laptop plus the internet, having to be on the internet throws it off. So for any of you out there who knows a program that can record clean off of the monitor, like gameplay and all that, I would be greatly appreciated. I would. I'd probably have to ask Team 4-Star if they add something to, or something like that. And I'm really running out of options here, because all the programs I use always have some sort of flaw that really fucks things up, and it's just going to piss me off, and it's just not helping. So, with all that being said and done, if you know a way to record sound and add it after the fact, which again I probably might as well just ask Team 4-Star's editing group, but recording off the monitor and recording sound to add it to a video later, I would like to know if there's any way I can do that without having to be on the internet. I mean, there's ways I can go about it right now, which is annoying, because in both cases it's going to be on the internet. I'd rather edit everything first and then add stuff, you know? It's just kind of, I'd rather have something done before I put a product up there. And that's just item 3. So there we go. Item 1, 2, and 3, all covered. On a sub note for item 2. Why, I'm tired. Item 2. 1, 2. 2. On item 2, I will probably be selling the book online as a download to whoever pays. I'm, again, going to work on situations first before I sell the books off, so people can read them and enjoy them and have a good time, or just say, well, this fucking sucks. Click. But again, on the Ogre War, I think I have it as a business or a person. I'm not sure which. I had it as a person, then it went to business for some reason. I didn't. But if you look that up and you go through the history stories, you'll see my writing style. And if you like it, then when the book comes out, you purchase a book. The first book, the second book, the third book, whenever they come out. The price part won't be that high, because let's be dead honest, it's just going to be over the internet. We're going to get trademarks, copyrights, and all that happy stuff covered. But if I take it to a publisher and get that published and all that happy stuff, and it gets really big and it goes out to everybody, it's going to cost more for people to read my work. And that's... I'm not saying I don't want money, because that's just stupid and arrogant and wrong, and we all know better. But I am going to say I want my work out there a little bit more than I want the money in. That's all I'm really saying. I'm not well known like, say, everyone else on YouTube, so I don't give a care. And I know this is probably the best way to broadcast it, but you know what? It's still an advertisement. I'm advertising for myself because I could do that. Note to self, that was a little too hard. No, not really. So, in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your time. Don't stress over things. Have a good life. You're going to get one of them. Unless you're playing a video game, then in the game you get a lot of lives. Respawn. Respawn, hello. Anyway, have yourselves a good night. And I'll probably bring up something else later when I feel like it. As you tell, that's kind of how I do things. When I initially started putting up videos, I covered everything I wanted to cover. Boom, 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 boom. Quickly as I can, as many times as I can, over the biggest chunks I could. Boom, boom, boom. But I'm just going to go ahead and let y'all, I'll leave y'all with that. Ooh, wow. I feel really good. Get jacked up. So, now that I cleared that all out, good night, everybody. Ooh, that sounded rough. Maybe I'm not fully recovered yet. Yeah, who knows?